Podcasting with Heart is now open for enrollment. There are a couple different ways you can join me. One is a live group program. So what that looks like is you get to come to all of the 7 class modules live, and you get to come to 4 group calls during our time together. We start on October 30th and we wrap up by mid-December. And note that even if after October 30th you still want to come in, you can. Our first group call, live group call, isn't until November 9th. So there's still wiggle room that you can hop in, catch up on the module replays, and attend the group call live. Option 2 is self-paced only. So this is if you know for whatever reason you won't be able to come to the live classes or the live group calls and you just want to be able to watch on replay. So for example, one of the people who just bought the course is expecting her baby like any day now. So she bought it just so she can have access to replays when the time comes and the time is correct for her to get started on her podcast. The third way that you can join is an add-on. So you can pick option 1 or 2. So either group program live or self-paced. And then the third thing, you can add on private podcasting mentorship. So what that looks like is you and me and Voxer, and I'm supporting you and helping you build your podcast privately. And if you want to talk more about what that looks like, there's a link in the show notes where you can apply for that private add-on. If you have any questions, you know where to find me, and I can't wait to see you there. So I have this client right now who hates social media. She really doesn't enjoy social media. And we're having these conversations about building a sustainable business and marketing. And the thing about it is you don't have to enjoy social media. You don't have to be good at social media. You don't have to be constantly posting and creating content for social media in order to connect with and potentially meet your ideal clients through the internet, through social media. That doesn't have to be the only outlet. There are a lot of other very effective ways of getting your message out, of marketing, and of meeting your ideal clients. Because ultimately the thing is, you really do need to be marketing. And I hesitate because I hate saying anything in absolutes. But I feel like as much as I believe in manifestation and things lining up perfectly and everything happening exactly as it should and in its correct timing, I also believe in getting up and getting out there and moving things forward. I think it was Kerry Washington one time that said, if your bus is leaving and you're running late to catch the bus, you got to run to get on the bus. You got to run to catch the bus. And I'm not suggesting that you run and push hard to market and do social media, but if creating a sustainable business is important to you, then it is important to have some way for potential clients of the world or of your local area, if you have a local service-based or product, whatever, based business, to be able to connect with you and feel you even when you're not physically present, right? Because you can go to all the in-person networking events that exist in your town, but after that event is over, how are those people going to continue to connect with you and potentially hire you at some point down the road if you don't have some kind of channel or something moving online where they can feel you when you're not present? Not to mention the folks that don't make it to every in-person networking meeting. So I'm going to tell you what I told her. There are other ways that you can build sustainability, that you can have an online presence without being active on social media. One of which is a podcast. Podcast is not social media. Podcast is a broadcast, a play-on-demand broadcast of getting your message out through audio form or video, and then you can put it on YouTube and it becomes a video cast. Now, if you want to just use social media as a place where you spread the word about your podcast, that is something that you can easily do. And what that looks like is you can create pillar content on your podcast, whether it's weekly, twice a month, monthly, 3-4 times a week, like I've done this past week, whatever feels correct for you. When you have an important message that you want to get out, you can create a deep episode where you are going deep with your community about a given topic. And then you take that pillar content and you pull small pieces out of it to create micro content for social media. And in my business and many other podcasters, what that looks like is quotes or Instagram reels, or it could be as simple as an announcement on your personal Facebook page saying there's a new podcast episode out and a link to where they can listen to the show. Another way that you can do that if you're not so much into talking is blogging. You can go back to old-fashioned blogging, which is super powerful, particularly if it's coming from you and not that's completely something out of ChatGPT. Many of my episodes could very easily be turned into blog posts and vice versa and create a similar message just in a different format. And then again, you can utilize social media just to let people know that there's a blog post out. Hey, I wrote a piece. Here's a link if you want to read it. And then the third thing that I am going to mention is in person, right? So in-person networking events is another way that you can market yourself, market your services, and connect with potential clients. Knowing that even when you do that, like I said in the beginning, it's still helpful to have something online that people can continue to connect with you and feel you even after that in-person meeting. And the last thing I want to say to wrap up this quickie episode is, in terms of energetic connection, the most potent energetic connection is going to be in person, right? And we also need to keep in mind sustainability. Is it realistic for your lifestyle and or the season of life that you're in right now? The next best potency for energetic connection is video online. So video casting. If you watch my YouTube channel or you watch these on video on my website, for example, that's a stronger energetic connection than the next one, which is just audio, right? So the podcast on audio or an audiobook is still stronger than, or maybe even close and equal to written word, right? So the blog posts, as beautiful as they can be, some of them really land and you can feel somebody by what they're writing. But a lot of times that tends to be on the lower end of the energetic connection. I still recommend it. I still think it's a fantastic way to connect with and meet potential clients online. But in terms of energetic connection, that's my ranking. And so to wrap this up, you don't have to be good at social media. You don't have to like social media. There's lots of other ways that you can and should market online. You could simply use social media as a way to just let people know, as an announcement portal, a free announcement portal at that. It has literally never been easier to market your business for free than it is in 2023.